People will always say, when you are ready for marriage, the right person will come your way. But is that really true? A long time ago, when people were often blinded and carried away by appearances, there lived a young, handsome man named Chukwuka. Chukwuka was every woman's dream man, hardworking, dedicated, respectful and charming. He is a businessman that owned a big shop near the town market at a very busy junction where he sold female clothing. Many girls usually come not just to buy clothes, but to see and talk to him. They were all falling hard for him. Every morning, Chukwuka stopped at his favorite restaurant called Your Native Kitchen. The owner had two daughters who helped out whenever they were home from school, Kaima and Chisom. Chisom was the prettier one, nice eyes, curves, and height. One morning, Chukwuka walked into the restaurant and greeted their mother just as he always did. Madam Native, Madam Native. Good morning, Madam Native. How is business? Jukes Onyego. How are you, my son? You are welcome. Please sit down. Someone will attend to you soon. Thank you, ma. Chisom came out to take his orders. Her beauty stunned him. Her smile lighted up the room. Her eyes sparkled, and her presence made him speechless. She asked him what he would like to eat. Chukwuka started. I will have jollof rice and beans with moi moi, fried plantain, and meat. As she walked away, he couldn't stop looking at her. He was lost in admiration. When she brought the food, he couldn't focus properly, stealing glances at her and her sister. But he ate quietly, couldn't even finish the food, and then paid for the food because he was breaking into hot sweats. On his way out, he stopped to talk to their mother. Chukwuka looked at her, not knowing how to approach her, but eventually found the words to use. He complimented her food. Madam Native, your food is always delicious. I love your food. But I need to tell you something. Madam Native looked at him, thinking what could it be. She nodded her head. Go ahead, Chukwuka. I like your daughter. Madam Native immediately gave him a serious look. I don't joke with my girls. If you are not serious and ready for marriage, please don't think of coming close or hurting my daughter. Chukwuka smiled sheepishly. I'm serious, ma. I want to settle down now. Mother Native looked at him. Then go talk to her. If she agrees, I won't stop you. Later that day, at Chukwuka's shop, Kaima came by. He didn't recognize her at first until she introduced herself, and they talked for a while, laughing and chatting. Chukwuka told her that he liked Chisom, but Kaima frowned at the mention of Chisom's name because she had been admiring him for a long time. Started imagining things, secretly looking at him seductively, and finally made a pass on him. But Chukwuka brushed her off. She quickly apologized and said she wasn't feeling well. Kaima promised to help him talk to Chisom. She also told him all about Chisom's likes and dislikes. Chukwuka was very happy that he gave her clothes for both of them and also his phone number, so they became friends. Within a month, Chukwuka and Chisom were madly in love. They would hang out together. Kaima was always around whenever Chisom visited Chukwuka at his shop or home. She wasn't okay with it, but quickly dismissed the thought because she was her sister. Soon, the holiday was over. Chisom returned to school. Her school wasn't closed, but Kaima remained in the town because her school was around town. She always visits Chukwuka often, and one day she brought him goat meat pepper soup, well prepared. Chukwuka wanted to refuse, but the aroma was irresistible. He ate as if he was just released from the prison and praised her cooking. From that day, Kaima continued to bring special delicacies, delicious meal for him. He began to give her gifts, including expensive clothes, taking her out with friends. Soon, Chisom couldn't reach Chukwuka anymore on the phone. She asked Kaima to check on him, but Kaima was already deeply involved with Chukwuka. She couldn't tell him anything and lied to her sister that he wasn't interested in her anymore. Kaima continued to visit Chukwuka at home and his shop. They often made out each time they meet. In less than 2 months, she told him she was pregnant. He was very happy and celebrated the news, pampered her like a baby. Chisom returned from school few days later and went to see Chukwuka at his shop, but he barely gave her any attention because he had a lot of customers to attend to. So she went home first. Later, he came to their house. Chisom heard his voice and quickly came out from her room to greet him, but was surprised he was hugging Kaima instead of her in front of everyone. Chisom felt betrayed, asking herself if she did something wrong. Mother Native, who saw everything played out, stood up and asked Chukwuka, who was holding Kaima, to explain things to Chisom and choose who he truly wants to be with. He quickly chose Kaima, smiling like he won a visa lottery, while he handed over the treats he brought for her. Chisom was devastated. What did I ever do to you? Why will you treat me like a trash? Why will you go for my sister? Chukwuka looked at her, unbothered. I don't have to explain myself to you, Chisom. And I choose your sister, so you have to deal with it. Just like that, their love story was over. She ran into her room. As she cried bitterly, her mom came to comfort her. Mommy, Chukwuka broke my heart, as she remembered how sweet they used to be as a couple, and people often called them Romeo and Juliet. What did I ever do to him? As she continued crying. 6 months after their wedding, Chukwuka became Kaima's servant. He did all the house chores and even washes her underwears. Kaima, without lifting a finger, sat down and watched him do everything. Not long, Chukwuka started submitting his daily earnings to Kaima. She uses the money to buy wigs, shoes, expensive handbags, hang out with her friends in an expensive restaurant. Little by little, his business started to crumble. But he didn't mind because he was blinded by his love for her. One Saturday evening, Kaima was in labor. Chukwuka quickly closed his shop and ran home so he could take her to the hospital. At the hospital, the doctor explained to Chukwuka that his wife had complications and surgery was needed to be carried out immediately. He asked Chukwuka to join him in his office so he could sign some important documents before they could operate on her. Chukwuka was scared, like a puppy. "Please, doctor, save my wife and son," he pleaded. The doctor looked at him and assured him he was going to do his best. The doctor returned to the surgery room, called another doctor to join him. They were all ready to proceed. But then, he saw that she was wearing beads on her waist. The nurses wanted to cut it off, but the doctor stopped them. He returned to Chukwuka again, seeking permission to remove the beads on her waist. Chukwuka agreed immediately. Just as the doctor walked into the surgery room, he saw that the beads had been cut off. Immediately, Kaima was ready to push her baby, and in minutes, she gave birth safely. The doctor quickly came out to deliver the good news to Chukwuka, but Chukwuka suddenly became confused. "What am I doing in a hospital? Why am I in a hospital?" Looking lost as he scanned the environment. "What am I doing here?" The doctor told him he had just become a father. Chukwuka was shocked. "A father? But I'm not married. What are you talking about?" Soon, Kaima's family arrived, and everything seemed normal to them. So Madam Native asked him, "Where is your wife and the newborn baby?" But Chukwuka insisted he couldn't remember marrying Kaima. He looked at Chisom with a regretful eyes and asked how. "How did I end up marrying Kaima instead of you?" "I'm in love with you." Chisom looked at him and tears rolled down her cheek, full of memories. She immediately ran out. Madam Native was confused. She asked the doctor to take her to Kaima's room. Chukwuka stopped Chisom at the hospital staircase and was begging her not to leave yet. Chisom saw how confused he looked. She wiped her tears. "Chukwuka, you really mean you don't remember anything? You broke up with me and started dating my sister. You even got married to her, and now you have a baby with her." Chukwuka was dumbfounded. He don't have a clue of all she was saying. He staggered and finally bent down on the floor, holding his head. Later that same day, Kaima in the room with her mom asked her mom where Chukwuka was. She told her that he looked confused, that he couldn't remember marrying her. Kaima, knowing what had happened, quickly went home before everyone, leaving her newborn baby with her mom just to go home and prepare Chukwuka's favorite food, oha soup with fufu. She called them to come eat immediately as they got home, being all nice and happy. When they all sat down to eat, Chisom wasn't okay with her arrangements. She noticed that Chukwuka's food had been served before they got to the dining table. So, when the baby started crying, Kaima and her mom went to check on the baby. Then Chisom switched Chukwuka's food with Kaima. When they returned to the dining table, everyone started eating. Moments later, Kaima started scratching her body uncontrollably. "Kaima, are you alright?" Chukwuka asked, looking at her surprisingly. She looked at him, confused, as she imagined why she's feeling uncomfortable, and ignored him. She let out a sound, crying in agony as she confessed to have used juju on Chukwuka, that the beads on her waist was used to tie him and her food was juju food. It was made to make him love her more. Chukwuka was furious. He realized that he had been under a spell all this while. In anger, he nearly attacked her, but was held back by Chisom, who knelt down, begging him not to. He let her calm down, sat down on the chair, looking very angry. Kaima started begging her sister and mother. Madam Native was very shocked, felt disappointed, and asked Chukwuka to bring his family for proper discussions. From that day forward, Chukwuka kept his distance. He went to his shop. Seeing how empty it is, Chukwuka cried bitterly. My sweat, oh my God." Kaima's secret was out. Her actions brought shame to her family and heartbreak to her younger sister, Chisom. True love should never be forced. Manipulation may work for a while, but the truth always comes out. Don't let jealousy push you into evil. Trust and honesty are the foundations of any relationships. External beauty can deceive. Character is what truly matters. Betrayal can come from those closest to you. A good man who can be destroyed by the wrong woman. Choices made in haste can lead to a lifetime of regrets. Family members should not compete for affection. Evil has no lasting reward. It will always be exposed. What is built on deceit never stands. Don't envy another person's blessings because you don't know what they fought through. If you force love, you may win the person but lose their heart. Secrets always come out when you least expect. Be careful what you eat and who prepares it for you. And sometimes, the truth doesn't just set you free. It opens your eyes to the chains you never knew were there. Thank you all for watching this video. I hope you love my stories. Please like, comment, and share this video. And please subscribe to my channel for more exciting stories. See you all in my next video. Bye.